Imagine a country so small you could walk across it in under an hour. At just 2.1 square kilometers, Monaco is smaller than New York's Central Park. And yet, this tiny nation boasts a GDP per capita of over $256,000, higher than the United States, Germany, France, and Italy combined. With a population of only 38,000 people, Monaco is barely the size of a small town. To put that into perspective, one residential tower in China houses over 20,000 residents alone, almost half of Monaco's entire population stacked into a single building. And yet, this miniature country has everything you'd expect from a global power: its own government, world-class banking system, a Formula One Grand Prix, luxury yachts crowding its harbor, and even its own professional football club competing in the French League. It's a tax haven, a luxury hub, and one of the most expensive real estate markets in the world, where apartments can cost more than castles in Europe. So how did a patch of land with no natural resources, no farmland, and almost no space transform itself into one of the richest, most glamorous, and most exclusive places on Earth? Let's find out. Monaco may look glamorous today, but for most of its history, life here was far from luxurious. This tiny strip of land on the Mediterranean, nestled between France and Italy, has always been defined by its strategic position rather than its size or resources. The ruling Grimaldi family, who seized control of Monaco in 1297 when François Grimaldi disguised himself as a monk to capture the fortress, held onto power for centuries. But wealth was never guaranteed. By the 18th and 19th centuries, Monaco was little more than a poor protectorate of France, reliant on subsidies and struggling to survive. Things grew worse after 1848, when the towns of Menton and Roquebrune, which produced citrus fruit and accounted for most of Monaco's income, seceded. Overnight, Monaco lost around 90% of its territory and a major share of its economy. The country was left nearly bankrupt. The turning point came thanks to Princess Caroline, the wife of Prince Florestan I. Realizing Monaco's survival depended on reinvention, she proposed an audacious idea: build a casino resort to attract wealthy visitors from across Europe. The project was championed by her son, Prince Charles III, who saw tourism and luxury as Monaco's future. In 1863, Monaco granted a concession to François Blanc, a French entrepreneur already famous for running a successful casino in Bad Homburg, Germany. Blanc invested heavily, and that same year the Monte Carlo casino opened its doors. Unlike earlier failed attempts, this casino was strategically located, lavishly designed, and marketed directly to Europe's aristocracy. The gamble paid off spectacularly. By the late 1860s, the casino had become a magnet for royalty, artists, and celebrities, transforming Monaco's image overnight. And by 1870s, its profits were covering more than 90% of Monaco's state budget. What had once been a bankrupt principality was suddenly being funded almost entirely by roulette wheels and lavish gambling tables. And here's the remarkable part: the Monte Carlo Casino is still standing today, right at the heart of Monaco. From above, you can see its grand Belle Epoque architecture dominating Casino Square, the very building that changed Monaco's history forever. What began as a desperate bid to save a bankrupt microstate became the foundation of Monaco's global brand. The success of the Monte Carlo Casino gave Monaco a lifeline, but the Grimaldi family knew that gambling alone couldn't secure the country's future. In 1869, Prince Charles III made a radical decision. Monaco abolished personal income tax. At the time, this was almost unheard of in Europe. Most countries funded themselves by taxing their citizens. But thanks to the casino revenues, Monaco could afford to be different. And in doing so, the tiny principality unlocked its greatest advantage: becoming a tax haven. For ordinary citizens, the removal of income tax was a relief, but for the wealthy elites of Europe, it was a game changer. Suddenly, Monaco wasn't just a glamorous destination for entertainment. It became a place to live, invest, and protect wealth. This strategy grew even more powerful in the 20th century, especially after World War II. France and Italy, devastated by war, raised taxes on their wealthy citizens to rebuild their economies. But Monaco, untouched by destruction and maintaining its no-income tax rule, became a magnet for millionaires who wanted to keep more of their fortunes. Prominent industrialists and international financiers began relocating their residency to Monaco. Over time, Monaco introduced corporate tax advantages too. Certain businesses, particularly those in banking, real estate, and luxury services, benefited from low or even zero corporate tax as long as they operated within Monaco's borders. This attracted private banks, asset managers, and financial advisors who set up shop in the principality. Monaco also became famous for its banking secrecy and financial privacy. While many European countries forced banks to disclose more information, Monaco developed a reputation as a safe vault for wealth, where clients could expect discretion and stability. Though international pressure from the OECD and the EU later forced Monaco to tighten its regulations, the country still maintains extremely favorable rules that protect the wealthy from heavy taxation. But taxes alone don't explain Monaco's transformation. What truly cemented its image was its deliberate decision to brand itself as the world's most exclusive luxury destination. Unlike France or Italy, which catered to millions of tourists each year, Monaco deliberately avoided mass tourism. Instead, it positioned itself for the top 1% of the top 1%. The foundation was already there. The Monte Carlo casino and the glamorous Belle Époque architecture gave Monaco an aura of elegance. But from the early 20th century, the government doubled down on luxury tourism as the second pillar of its economy. They introduced world-class cultural attractions, the Monte Carlo Opera, luxury hotels like the Hôtel de Paris, and fine dining establishments that later earned Michelin stars. Monaco also embraced prestigious international events, the Monte Carlo Rally, and most famously the Monaco Grand Prix. The Grand Prix, with its cars racing through the narrow streets of Monte Carlo against a backdrop of yachts and palaces, became one of the most iconic sporting events in the world. It wasn't just a race, it was a statement of glamour, wealth, and exclusivity. Each year, the event attracts not just motorsport fans, but the world's richest and most famous personalities. From billionaires like Jeff Bezos and his fiancée Lauren Sanchez, to Hollywood stars like Sofia Vergara and Patrick Dempsey, and superstars such as Naomi Campbell, Dua Lipa, and Kylian Mbappé, the Monaco Grand Prix has become the ultimate stage where luxury and celebrity culture meet. Monaco may be tiny, just 2.1 square kilometers on end, but its real estate market is among the most expensive in the world. In 2024, property prices in Monaco range from $60,000 to $120,000 per square meter, dwarfing prime real estate in other global hubs. For comparison, London's prime areas average $10,000 to $28,000 per square meter, and Hong Kong's luxury properties range from $15,000 to $20,000 per square meter. In Monaco, every apartment, penthouse, or townhouse is not just a home. It is a status symbol, a marker of exclusivity and wealth that few places on Earth can rival. But how does a nation so small accommodate its growing population and the demands of its elite residents? The answer lies in land reclamation and innovative urban planning. For over a century, Monaco has expanded into the Mediterranean Sea, turning water into space for homes, offices, and leisure. Its most ambitious project yet is Mariterra, formerly Portier Cove, a €2 billion eco-district completed in 2024. This district added 6 hectares of reclaimed land, creating a seamless blend of urban development, luxury residences, green spaces, and waterfront promenades. Walking along Promenade Prince Jacques, the 800-meter pedestrian walkway around Mariterra, one can see families, joggers, and office workers enjoying the Mediterranean view. Only a few years ago, this area was deep underwater. The district was built using 18 massive caissons, each 26 meters high and weighing 10,000 tons, engineered to act as breakwaters while supporting the new infrastructure. The careful design ensures resilience even in extreme storms, and sustainable elements like solar power and marine conservation integrate with urban life. Real estate in Monaco isn't just impressive, it's economically vital. In 2021 alone, transactions totaled nearly €2.5 billion, and by 2024, the total market value soared to €5.9 billion, highlighting how crucial this sector is to Monaco's GDP and government revenue. Newly built properties often sell for tens of millions, with some exceeding €100 million, underscoring the principality's position as a playground for the ultra-rich. Security and governance reinforce Monaco's appeal. Prince Albert II, the current ruler, leads a monarchy that has governed for over 700 years, offering extraordinary political stability. Monaco's police force, numbering around 600 officers, combined with over 1,000 video surveillance cameras, ensures a near-zero crime rate. While minor offenses like pickpocketing occasionally occur in tourist areas, Monaco's streets are among the safest in the world. Neutral politics and avoidance of international conflicts further reinforce its image as a secure haven for wealthy residents. Compared to other small, wealthy nations like Singapore, Monaco's charm lies not only in its financial advantages, but also in its Mediterranean lifestyle, luxury branding, and architectural ambition. Its scarcity of land, once a limitation, has become a defining feature, driving up real estate value and creating a sense of exclusivity unmatched anywhere else. Monaco's financial sector is a cornerstone of its economy. The principality's banking assets have historically exceeded its GDP, reflecting a robust financial infrastructure. Monaco's banks specialize in private banking, asset management, and wealth preservation, attracting high-net-worth individuals seeking discretion and stability. The absence of personal income tax has further solidified Monaco's reputation as a financial haven. Tourism contributes significantly to Monaco's economy. Luxury hotels and the annual Monaco Grand Prix draw visitors worldwide. These events not only boost tourism but also enhance Monaco's global image as a center of luxury and sophistication. Monaco's strategic location on the Mediterranean coast has made it a premier destination for yachting enthusiasts. The Monaco Yacht Show showcases some of the world's most luxurious vessels, attracting affluent clients and reinforcing Monaco's status as a maritime luxury center. In 2025, Monaco's GDP per capita was approximately $256,000, reflecting its status as one of the wealthiest nations globally. The nation's GDP for 2023 was reported at $10.8 billion, with a significant portion derived from low taxes and luxury services. Monaco's native population comprises only about 9,000 Monegasques. To support its economy, approximately 50,000 workers commute daily from neighboring France and Italy, highlighting the principality's reliance on external labor. Monaco's tax policies are notably favorable. Residents benefit from the absence of personal income tax, with the government generating revenue primarily through a 20% value-added tax on goods and services. Monaco's economic landscape is diversified across various sectors. Finance and insurance. These sectors are the primary contributors to Monaco's GDP, driven by the presence of numerous financial institutions offering specialized services. Wholesale trade. Accounting for 10% of GDP, wholesale trade plays a vital role in the distribution of goods within and outside the principality. Construction. With a contribution of 9.1%, the construction sector supports Monaco's continuous development and infrastructure projects. Monaco's economic model, characterized by low taxes and high-end services, has attracted criticism for favoring the ultra-wealthy. The limited diversity in its economy, heavily reliant on real estate and luxury services, poses challenges. Additionally, the escalating housing costs make it increasingly difficult for ordinary workers to reside within the principality. Environmental concerns also loom, with climate change and rising sea levels threatening Monaco's reclaimed land projects. The Marittera development, while a feat of engineering, underscores the delicate balance between expansion and ecological preservation. Monaco's rise from a tiny Mediterranean principality to a global symbol of wealth, luxury, and stability is nothing short of remarkable. Through clever tax policies, world-class tourism, real estate innovation, and a secure environment, it has become a playground for the rich and a model of economic ingenuity. If you found this journey fascinating, don't miss our other videos exploring the economies and lifestyles of Singapore, Norway, and other unique nations. Hit subscribe and support our channel to continue uncovering the world's most intriguing stories of wealth, strategy, and innovation.